Good morning, everyone. So this is day 5 of my experiment, and I noticed that there's a ton of growth in here, which is really great. The downside is that it either has sun scald already or there's a lack of nitrogen in this water, and for there to be a lack of nitrogen this early on is a huge issue. The only thing that I have on hand to correct this problem is blood meal, and the problem is that blood meal is water insoluble, at least what I have, and nitrogen's just one of those gases that doesn't break down in water readily. It takes good 8 to 10 weeks, but at 8 to 10 weeks of nitrogen breaking down in the water, the cucumbers are already going to be dead and spent. So the upside is that I did use Microlife to try and break down, and it looks like for the most part it's physically broken down. So there is a chance that with all of the bacteria that is in Microlife, if it's still alive inside this container, that could help break the nitrogen down at a much faster rate. What I also noticed when I lift this up is that there is a pretty heavy chemical smell here inside of the container, and it's not as bad as it was, but what I think happened is that it kind of deposited right here inside of these rocks. It just kind of floated in there. So I'm not sure if that's just the fertilizer that's deposited in there, or maybe all of those bacteria have moved up in there and started colonizing, which wouldn't be a bad thing. That could really help break down the nutrients for my plants. At this point, if I don't figure out the solution for nitrogen, I think this experiment may pretty much be a bust. There's still little, so it'll still be another week or so before I really see just how much growth there is and what a difference it's going to make once these seed leaves fall off. But at this point in time, I definitely say I might have to go ahead and hunt down some better water-soluble ingredients, which has been a challenge. That's kind of how the experiment got started in the first place, is that it's so hard to find water-soluble nutrients in small quantities, let alone in quantities big enough for this 300-gallon tank. So even if I do go ahead and try to dissolve my blood meal nitrogen with the biomes that are in this tank, the issue is that it's I can't remember if it's 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon, per gallon, but when I calculated it, it ended up being like 18 cups of blood meal, which is just an insane amount. These bags are less than 3 pounds, so 18 cups is just not possible. It's not worth it, in my opinion. So I think it's time to outsource our nitrogen. So there it is, our daily update. Not a whole lot going on, not really special. There is a ton of seedlings popping up, so if this doesn't work and I can't get the nutrients that I need, the great thing is that these little seedlings aren't grown in soil. They can easily be popped out and planted right into whatever soil I have readily available. So thank you for watching. If you have any tips or suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I appreciate you.